From the assigned homework, I had a student ask a question. We're going to look at page 229, 2A in the cosine law. So let me get to that question, and here we go. So the triangle does look like this. We have A, C, B. We have a 40-degree and a side of 9.8 and a side of 8.6. Okay, so now we have to solve, determine the length of each unknown side. So we have to solve everything here. Okay, now we know that we can't use SOHCAHTOA because we have no right angle triangle. We don't have a right angle anywhere, so SOHCAHTOA is out. We also cannot use sine law because I do not have a complete ratio. I would need this angle and this side, or this side which I have and this angle and I don't have that, or this side and this angle which I also don't have, or the ability to get. So because I don't have a complete ratio, we cannot use the sine law. No right angle triangle, we cannot use SOHCAHTOA. So I have a side angle side, which we refer to as an angle sandwich. I will say that we are in the cosine law now. So the cosine law states that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc, all times the cos of a. The most important part about the cosine law is that if we're looking at that, we are finding that. So in this case, if we are going to use 40, that means we better be finding this side over here. Okay, for this example, let's call that x. Now, to solve for x, I'm going to have x squared is equal to 9.8 squared plus 8.6 squared. These two are interchangeable. It doesn't matter if you wrote 8.6 squared plus 9.8 squared or this way. It does not matter. Minus 2 bracket 9.8, 8.6. Once again, the order of those two does not matter. Times the cos of 40 degrees. Okay. Now, you can go through and you can calculate every single number individually, or you can put it in your calculator properly, and that's what I'm just going to do right now. So I have 9.8 squared plus 8.6 squared minus 2 bracket 9.8 and bracket 8.6, and times the cosine of 40, and I'm going to get 40.8, and it's going to round to 40.9. Okay, now common sense, I will say this, probably the most common mistake is people will stop here. I have an x squared. Okay, I'm not done yet, but in a triangle of 9.8 and 8.6, an angle of 40 cannot open up to a side length of 40 because of these. So make sure you square root those, and you will get x is equal to 6.4. Okay, x is 6.4. Now that we've done the the cosine law once, we do not need to do the cosine law again. Now I encourage you to use this complete ratio here to now solve for either a or c using the sine law. Let's go ahead and look at how we'd solve for a. So we would have the blank equals blank in the sine law. Sine of a is over 8.6, because that is that complete ratio, is equal to the sine of 40 divided by 6.4, multiply both sides by 8.6. Sine of a is equal to 8.6 sine 40 divided by 6.4 If you want in your handy with your calculator, feel free to take the sine inverse of both sides and do it all in one step. I'm not, just mainly because I like to, but a lot of students have struggled with that. So we're going to do it this way. Top in brackets, always put brackets around your numerator and your denominator. 8.6 sine 40 divided by 6.4. And I'm going to get sine of A is equal to 8637. To separate sine from a letter, you need to use the sine inverse. Okay, so it's going to undo the sine on both sides. A is going to equal the sine inverse of 0.8637. A is equal to and I get 59.7. I'm going to round this to the nearest degree for angles, so I'm going to round that to 60. So A is 60 degrees. That is 60 degrees. Okay, now you can use the sine law for here, or for C, or you can just simply say C is equal to 180 degrees in a triangle, minus 40, minus 60. C is equal to 80 degrees. Now that you have every side and every angle, that is completely solved. Hope that helps.